crisis now is reaching ridiculous proportions. We're now hearing that there might be tented cities required in London to house all the migrants who can't be fitted in any longer to detention centres, to hotels, to private accommodation. The government this week asking people if they would like to put up some asylum seekers in their own homes. I mean, the whole business has reached epic proportions of lunacy, it seems to me. And let's talk to Dr. S. Chelvan, Head of Immigration and Public Law at 33 Bedford Row Chambers. Dr. Chelvan, a very good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Mike.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is a story that we've been covering for a very, very long time here at Talk TV, in our previous incarnation at Talk Radio. And it seems to me that suddenly everybody's woken up and gone, oh, blimey, this migrant crisis is quite a crisis, isn't it? Suddenly everybody's interested. Suddenly people are saying, why are we not doing something about it? I mean, how has it got this far without it being kind of addressed properly?
Well, we know from the article in the Times at the moment, this whole thing about migrant tent cities was only a suggestion. It's not an actual proposal. And, you know, local boroughs in London would have to approve any proposal. But, you know, look, this is just testing the water with the most extreme
but for me, the fact that they're even suggesting such a thing seems mad, doesn't it?
Well, I wouldn't put anything past this government in relation to far bizarre plans such as Rwanda, etc. But let's look at the crucial issue. There are 120,000 asylum decisions to be made. They are taking at a minimum an average of 480 days for an asylum decision to be made. So that's why we're having an issue in relation to the fact that those refugees who come to the country lawfully to claim asylum are not being processed effectively. Some of my clients are taking up to 3 years between the initial application and even being interviewed. And then getting refugee status.
So you represent. So do you represent a lot of people who are seeking asylum?
Yes. Well, I've been practicing in this field for over 20 years.
Okay. So how do you find these clients? Where do you get them from?
I don't know if you understand. So I'm a barrister,
right,
and I'm instructed by solicitors.
Okay.
So solicitors come to me with cases in the main or direct access. So these are individuals who are in the country who have. I do mainly legal aid cases where they don't have any means, and there's a clear meritorious case. Because, you know, Mike, the facts are there's a great opportunity to get the facts because the facts don't lie. Over 50%
I'm very big on facts.
Are granted refugee status, and out of that, you know, an overall 70 to 80%. So the majority of people who come to the UK are genuine refugees or entitled to some sort of visa.
Well, when you say genuine refugees, you see the difficulty for the people who are getting a bit fed up with the numbers of people coming and being granted asylum or not granted asylum or just not leaving for whatever reason, is that, you know, the definitions are important. And when we talk about facts, you know, the definition of a refugee is something which might or might not, in many people's minds, qualify them under any other circumstances to come here. So, I mean, legally...
Tell me what you understand as the definition of a refugee.
Legally, no, it doesn't matter what I understand as the definition of a refugee. What I'm saying is that I'm here
You're a member of the public.
I'm here to ask you questions. It's not the other way around.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is that, you know, it's all very well laughing about it, but we are sitting here in a crisis, right? You're making a lot of money out of it, so congratulations.
No, I'm not. I'm not making anywhere near what a commercial barrister will be learned.
Well, you're making a living, aren't you?
So I do this work.
Yeah, but you are. It is your. There's no point talking at the same time, right? I'll let you talk. I can talk as well. The point is, it's your business to do what you do for a living. It's fine. You make a living out of it. It's absolutely fine. Many people coming here seeking asylum, I'm sure, would like to live in Britain. I'm sure many people here would like to go and live in Beverly Hills. It doesn't mean they should come here. You know, the point is that you can take a view on the refugee crisis, but what you can also take a view on is the fact that you know as well as I do that an awful lot of people coming specifically on these boats across the channel are being trafficked. Now, you might say that's happening for a number of different reasons, but there's a criminal part to this. And that's the part that I think needs to be addressed. I don't really want to address the whole asylum system.
You've identified the key word. If they're being trafficked, then they are, you know, eligible for protection under the Trafficking Convention.
I think we need to
be careful about definitions, because I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I look at what you say and see where
I'm very careful. I'm very careful about my definitions, because the whole point of what we talk about on this show, and I talk many, many more words every day, probably even than you do, and you probably talk quite well. But the point is this. We have to surely identify the difference between people who are coming genuinely because they are seeking refuge from danger and people who are coming for another reason. And I think
we know that 70 to 80% are genuine refugees or in.
I'm not disputing that.
So look, this is what Parliament has enacted. We're part of the 1951 Refugee Convention, 1967 Protocol. Britain has a historic link. Remember, we had, less than 100 years ago, the Empire, now the Commonwealth. I mean, I specialise in claims of sexual and gender identity. People who are lesbian, gay, bisexual. You know, the UK exported colonial laws which have been used in these countries to persecute, kill, rape and murder people. So, you know, that is the historic
don't worry, they were persecuting, raping.
Well,
I might have got some news for you, actually. The persecution, rape and murder has been going on around the world since the year dot. You know, it's not something that was exported from Britain.
The colonial laws which are used to enable people to kill, murder and rape people are exported by Britain. That's a fact.
Well, listen, if there are countries around the world where you get killed for being a homosexual, you're saying that's our fault, are you?
Sorry, is it that the laws were exported by Britain through the Empire? You know, that's a fact.
Well, you know, homosexuality used to be illegal in Britain, but it's not anymore. So
that's why we changed the law to be able to protect.
Well, I'm not sure what your point is.
Mike,
what is your point?
What your viewers want to know is that are people who come to the UK seeking asylum genuine or not? And the Home Office facts and our independent judges and tribunals have said that the majority are genuine. So that's your views.
That's because
they don't want to know this right-wing rhetoric.
But that's easy. That's easy. No, but that's an easy fact.
Untrue.
No, well, it's not. The fact is, the Home Office is not fit for purpose. You know it, and I know it. As you said, they've only processed 4% of the cases that they've been looking at over the past. And Robert
Jenrick has said, and it's reported in the Times. Robert Jenrick accepts that the 117,000, just under 120,000 asylum cases to be determined, we need to be able to focus on that because these migrants are waiting for the Home Office to even fix an asylum interview. They're here seeking our protection. Yeah. The facts speak for themselves. The majority are genuine. We need to have proper funding in relation to the Home Office to make those decisions and not allow the system.
Let's put it this way.
To allow these people to wait for an interview.
Let's put it this way, okay? Let me put it to you this way. The majority are judged to be genuine, which is not quite the same thing, as you well know.
The laws of this country, Mike, we live by the laws of this country.
One of the qualifications to seek asylum as a genuine asylum seeker, as a genuine refugee, is that you fear the return to your own country, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. Well,
a country of nationality or habitual residence. Right. That's the definition of a refugee under Article 182.
If you say, so let me put a scenario to you. So if you say that you fear going back to your own country because you're a homosexual, then you will be judged.
Man, we don't use the word homosexual. That's a bit of outdated and discriminatory.
Well, what word do you use?
Let's start talking in 2022.
All right. Well, which word would you prefer me to use?
Well, gay man, lesbian,
all right,
gay.
All right. So if you say, all right, okay. So I would like to use any word that I want to use actually, because I don't get told what words to use. But if you wish me to use that word,
it's offensive to me as a gay man. That you use that
if you find me calling you a homosexual offensive, then I think you should get a new job. But I will call you a gay man if you prefer.
Thank you.
The fact is, if you say that you're gay and if you go back to your own country, you will be in danger of torture or death. That will then make you judged to be a good asylum seeker and somebody
a refugee
and somebody who is a refugee. So that's what I'm saying. So the law says that you are one, but you could be lying, and we don't know.
No, because it's about credibility assessment. So there's
but the credibility assessment isn't worth the paper it's written on.
I mean, I'm more than happy to to provide you a sort of asylum law 101, but it's
I know what it is. I know exactly how, and I know how people get around it. Yeah, but I know asylum. I don't need a condescending barrister to talk down to me as if you're the only person that knows anything. I want to share information. No, you're being condescending. You're being very condescending, and it doesn't surprise me because that's what you people do. But let me ask you this question, right? Do you not accept?
I'm trying to provide you the information.
No, do you not accept that there are some who are judged to be refugees who might have made up a story in order to stay here? Do you accept that?
No.
Because
the point is, because the reason... So
nobody does that.
Then I wouldn't... So look, Mike, the point is you're always looking at the negative and the glass half full.
No, I'm looking at the big picture.
I'm looking at the laws of England and Wales, the way that we have the Home Office making initial decisions. We have independent judges and tribunals. If we don't believe anything, then we might as well be in dictatorship.
What I'm telling you, no, you see, once again,
the laws of this country,
once again,
you're independent judges and tribunals.
No, it suits your purposes to say that. Of course it does.
It suits your purposes to be right wing and talk about.
I'm not right wing. What makes you say that? What makes you think I'm right wing?
Well, the fact that you're indicating that you don't believe that the system works and
the system doesn't work. The system plainly doesn't work. The Home Office knows it doesn't work. The government knows it doesn't work. You know it doesn't work. It works for you.
No, it works in the fact that genuine refugees are granted refugee status and have sanctuary and safety.
Yes, they are.
If I didn't believe that the system worked, I wouldn't be part of the system.
Yeah, but the fact that you are unwilling to accept that some people make use of the system and abuse the system is extraordinary to me, because you should know that they do.
There are always outliers.
So you admit that there are people who do make up stories.
But when we look at the majority,
it's not the question I asked you.
Want to know is that does the system work in relation to the Home Office and our independent courts and tribunals? And it works.
That is not the question I asked you.
There needs to be a processing of the claims.
Okay.
The Home Office needs to have.
All right. Well, let me ask you the question. Let me finally ask you the question another way. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself.
I don't think I need to be redeemed, but
yeah, I know, because you're too pompous. Let me put it to you this way: would you accept that there are some people who manipulate the system in order that they can stay here by telling untruths? Would you accept that some people do that?
The human condition.
Yes or no?
Such a way that there will be people. No, I'm not going to make an admission that the system is infiltrated.
I didn't ask you about the system.
Many.
I asked you about
individuals. There will always be the outlier. Of course.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, thank you. You've just admitted it. That's fine. Thank you very much indeed. Bedford Road Chambers, a lawyer. That's why we have a problem in this country. Let me tell you.